Good evening. For those who need Spanish interpretation, please click on the interpretation globe icon in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Good evening. My name is Dr. Karen Cruz. I am the Director of Student Wellbeing and Achievement for Montgomery County Public Schools. It is my great joy to welcome you to the 14th Annual MCPS HBCU Fair. This event started 14 years ago with approximately 100 students, and it has now grown to well over 1,000 participants. As an HBCU graduate of two universities, Howard University and Bowie State University, I understand firsthand how important HBCUs and events like this are in our community. I also understand the rich history and the power behind the HBCU experience, which is like no other. I would like to take a moment to share some of the highlights of our 2022 HBCU events. This year, we had our first ever HBCU seminar series. The workshops included information about UNCF scholarships, conversations with HBCU alumni, our very own Montgomery County Alliance of Black School Educators discussed college life during their homecoming event, and we also had a special segment on NCAA requirements for student athletes looking to attend an HBCU. The workshops are available to view on our MCPS YouTube channel. This past week, 20 HBCUs provided on-the-spot admissions interviews for interested 12th grade students. I am excited to announce the over 100 MCPS students that received college acceptances as well as scholarships this week. Congratulations to our students and well wishes to you as you prepare for graduation and college. And now we will have a special welcome from our superintendent, Dr. Monifa McKnight.
Congratulations to the NAACP Education Committee of Montgomery County and the MCPS staff who have come together to arrange and host this important event. Let me also welcome all of the students, families, and college and university representatives participating this evening. This is an important annual event that connects so many of our students to opportunities that will further their education. To our students, this is your time to ask questions and learn about important topics from what is available academically, financial aid, testing, and admission requirements. Please take advantage of all this event has to offer. Another aspect of this event is that there are people here who can help with the FAFSA, Federal Student Aid process, and many of the HBCUs are interviewing and offering on-the-spot admissions. This is a great opportunity to jumpstart your college career. I encourage you to make the most of this moment. The decision you make about where you will attend college has the potential to be life-changing. No matter the reason you've chosen to look at an HBCU, seize the moment. These resources are here for you. I would like to close by saying that MCPS is proud of our students. They are symbols of excellence to us all. And to the audience, thank you for the work you do to recognize and support our students on their path to academic achievement and their path to greatness. I wish everyone a wonderful evening.
And now, I have the pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker, Dr. Aminta Bro, President of Bowie State University. Dr. Aminta Bro has served as the visionary 10th president of Bowie State University since July 2017, bringing more than 30 years of diverse higher education leadership experience to the position. As president, she is committed to ensuring that every student at Bowie State University develops an entrepreneurial mindset to achieve success in the rapidly changing workplace and communities. She is dedicated to building on the legacy and rich history of Maryland's oldest historically Black university, with a strategic focus on ensuring the long-term viability of the institution. Dr. Bro is a leading voice in 21st century education, and because of her extensive knowledge and expertise, she has been tapped to serve in multiple leadership roles. She was appointed to the President's Board of Advisors on Historically Black Colleges and Universities and the Governor's P20 Leadership Council of Maryland. She also sits on the board of directors of the Greater Prince George's Business Roundtable, the Prince George's County Chamber of Commerce, and the University of Maryland Capital Region Health. She also serves as vice chair of board of directors for the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association and is also a member of the board of trustees of the Strata Education Network. Previously, Dr. Bro served as vice president for advancement for Millersville University, where she oversaw fundraising, alumni engagement, event management, and external relations. She served as vice president for student affairs at Millersville, leading several student-centered areas. She also held administrative positions at University of the Sciences in Philadelphia and Drexel University after beginning in higher education at the University of Pennsylvania. She earned a doctorate in counseling psychology from Temple University, a master's degree in psychological services in education from the University of Pennsylvania, and a bachelor's degree in psychology from Temple University. She is also a graduate of the Harvard Institute for Executive Management and the American Association for State Colleges and Universities Millennium Leadership Institute. Without any further ado, I introduce you to Dr. Amita Bro.
Thank you, Dr. Cruz. What a wonderful introduction. And happy Black History Month and good evening and greetings on behalf of Bowie State University, the oldest HBCU in the state of Maryland. I want to acknowledge at the outset and congratulate Dr. Monifa McKnight, the newly appointed Montgomery County Public School Superintendent. She is an amazing visionary leader whose positive energy is what is needed to lead MCPS in this transformational period for education. I am so proud that Dr. McKnight is one of our own Bowie State University Bulldogs, having earned her master's degree from the College of Education. She is one of the many shining examples among our graduates at BSU. Congratulations again, Dr. McKnight. And also let me express my deep appreciation to Dr. Karen Cruz. Thank you for the invitation to be with you tonight and for all that you do throughout the year on behalf of the students. I also want to acknowledge and thank Ms. Lindsay Schau, who's the co-chair for this fair, and Sabrina McMillian, the Montgomery County NAACP representative. And I'd like to send greetings to County Executive Mark Elrich and Council Member Craig Rice, who are just wonderful supporters of higher education. And many, many thanks to the teachers who have been on the front line delivering education during these most extraordinary times. Thank you for what you do each and every day. You know, it is also just such a pleasure to be with students and families and the staff as we think about the future, and students and families are thinking about their educational futures and career plans, and to have this opportunity to share with you my favorite topic, and that's Bowie State University. For those who don't know about BSU, you heard a little bit of the history of BSU in the introductions, but I want to give you just a little bit more information. BSU was founded in 1865 in a church basement up in Baltimore. We come from very humble beginnings, as many of our HBCUs do. Here at BSU, we currently enroll over 6,300 students with approximately 1,900 living on campus. Students have a choice of 23 bachelor's degree programs, 19 master's degree programs, 14 certificate programs, and 2 doctoral programs. We are ranked as a top 5 university in Maryland, university that is graduating African Americans with bachelor's degrees in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math programs, including nursing, biology, cybersecurity, computer and information sciences, and data analytics. In addition to STEM, we have many strengths in so many other areas. One of the fastest growing areas is visual digital media arts. That encompasses graphic design and so many technologies that are happening behind the scenes of production. Social sciences, criminal justice, entrepreneurship, and of course, teacher preparation. We are also home to the Bulldog Battalion, our ROTC program, that is an award-winning program. We won the MacArthur Award just last year, just one of very, very few schools to have that honor. Before becoming 10th president at Bowie State University, I served in various leadership roles in higher education for over 35 years. And students, the time will go by before you know it. But I can still remember what it was like when I was thinking about the future for each of my 3 daughters as they were contemplating going off to school. Today is arguably a much, much more complex exercise than the days I remember, because the world has dramatically changed in just the last couple of years. And it greatly evolved prior to the pandemic, with changing demographics, technology, growing diversity, and a global economy that reminds us that financial as well as changes to our climate can significantly impact economic stability around the world. During my brief time with you tonight, I'd like to share some considerations as you face this rapidly changing time and think about the next phase of your educational journey. Students, the way I want you to consider your future plans is by contemplating the words of one of our historical figures from the late 19th century and early 20th century, an agricultural scientist named George Washington Carver. I hope you've heard of him by now. If not, please research him. He once said, "Education is the key that unlocks the golden door to freedom." He was not a graduate of an HBCU, but he knew the value of education as a way to upward mobility in our society. That statement was true in the 1900s, and it remains true today. And I encourage you to remember those words. Education is the key that unlocks the golden door to freedom. Back then, he was literally speaking of freedom because he had lived as a slave. He went on to attend Iowa State University and became one of the most prolific scientists through his research. He knew and experienced education as the pathway to upward mobility in our society. Today, we know that most current and emerging jobs will require a college degree. Studies have also shown lifetime earnings correlate with the level of education, especially for those studying in the quantitative fields, engineering, computer science, data analytics, and accounting, just to name a few. We furthermore know jobs we have never heard of before they're right there on the horizon. And what many employers are seeking are graduates who can communicate effectively in writing and orally with good grammar. Employers are looking for graduates who have strong analytical skills and are able to think critically and are well-versed in literature. And essentially, what they're looking for are graduates who have a strong foundation in a liberal arts curriculum provided through higher education. Having those essential skills creates greater flexibility for graduates as workforce needs change. There will be many questions, students, that you need to answer and find out for yourself as you explore future possibilities for the next leg of your educational journey and for your career in the future. What I invite you to do and encourage you to do is to do the research. Learn about the history and the successes of the colleges and universities you are considering for the future. Ask questions. And by the way, it's never too early to start asking questions and doing this research. Ask questions, tour the campuses, and find the right fit for a school that meets your needs. I would love for everyone in earshot to come to my wonderful Bowie State University. But what I know is what's most important is for you to succeed, and that requires a good fit for your interests, your skills, and your values with the institution that you choose for higher learning. Assess what curriculums and co-curricular activities are available to stimulate and motivate you to learn and to succeed in your educational goals. Accept, students, and this is for everyone, accept that you will always be a learner because learning does not stop at graduation. That is a lesson I learned very well when I attended a unique high school back in Philadelphia, my hometown. My high school was known as, it was called Parkway, but it was known as the school without walls. It was there that I was able to travel the city of Philadelphia to take classes on college campuses. My science classes were in the Science Museum. Other classes were on college campuses throughout the city, museums, and locations around the city. The city was my classroom. And from that wonderful experience, I was further inspired to continue on to higher education, excited about learning, invigorated and inspired. And I was inspired to enroll in college at an HBCU. I started out my higher ed career at Lincoln University. And it was there that I learned so much and made so many wonderful friends that I know to this day. There are some today who question and challenge the value of higher education. And there are some who even question the specific value of our historically Black colleges and universities. But I submit those who would question the value of our HBCUs, either they don't know our history or they are overlooking that for over 150 years, our HBCUs have seen great success. And as the UNCF, the United Negro College Fund, likes to put it, our HBCUs punch above their weight. What that means is our HBCUs are known for excellence and bringing out the excellence in students, in spite of the historical challenges they have faced. What is a historically Black college and university, and what makes us so very unique? You heard a bit about that in the introductions. HBCUs originated at a time when disenfranchised citizens of African descent had no other options to attend higher learning and to achieve their education. An HBCU is defined in the Higher Education Act of 1965 as any historically Black college or university that was established prior to 1964, whose principal mission was and is the education of Black Americans, and also is accredited. HBCUs are more in the limelight in recent years owed to the reemergence of concerns for social justice issues. We are also in the limelight because of the election of the first woman of color who ascended to the vice presidency of the United States, who is a graduate of an HBCU, Howard University. And she has brought more awareness about the many examples of the impact of our HBCUs and what we have made our impact throughout history in this country. A few facts about our HBCUs for you to think about. There are over 101 in 19 states, plus DC and the Virgin Islands. Comprising just 3% of the higher education institutions in the country, HBCUs graduate about 20% of African American bachelor's degrees, 25% of African Americans in STEM, and 40% of all Black engineers. Also, we produce 40% of all Black US Congress members, and 50% of all Black lawyers, and 80% of Black judges. Remember, and this brings it home when you hear those numbers, education is the key that unlocks the golden door to freedom. The success we have had in supporting student success is among the top reasons for you to consider an HBCU. Some of the top reasons for all students to consider an HBCU. I want to list just a few more, beginning with the fact that our doors have always been open to all students, and we believe in meeting students where they are and empowering them to succeed. The legacy, the history, and the culture of academic excellence permeates this campus. We have a nurturing and supportive environment. And then there's the value. BSU is ranked as one of the top value universities by Money Magazine for the high quality and the wonderful low cost to education. And many of our HBCUs are known for the low cost. We also have very small classrooms, And that also encourages that close-knit, familiar environment that is the hallmark of our HBCUs, where students get a chance to know their faculty, do faculty-student research, and engage in the campus community. A philosopher once said, "The only constant is change." And that is especially true today. And to guide students and prepare them for careers requires more than simply studying a subject. It also requires thinking about the world differently. It was once common for a graduate to work for the same company for many, many years, earn good benefits, and then retire. But that's not the history, and that's not what we see today. The Bureau of Labor Statistics surveys indicate workers average 12 jobs in their lifetime, and multiple career field changes are also predicted for the future. Not just changing jobs, but career fields. So then how do you prepare for that uncertainty and the future that is changing so rapidly? BSU approaches this element of career preparation by readying students across all disciplines to graduate, as you heard earlier, with an entrepreneurial mindset. What does that mean? It means that we're preparing students to think more innovatively, creatively, and to contribute back to any employer, any workplace, staying ahead of the curve and ahead of the next change, and offering that value-added benefit back to any employer. But we also want our students to be able to adapt to change. As changes happen, mergers happen, acquisitions happen in the workplace, our students may want to, or perhaps even need to, create a new product or a new business. And entrepreneurship is one of the fastest growing segments of the economy. And therefore, success for our graduates will also mean equipping our students with the knowledge and skills they need to create those businesses or those products. And they shouldn't have to just find that on their own. So we're here to help guide them through that process. Among the unique experiences a student might have to help with creating the entrepreneurial mindset might be participation in our Entrepreneurship Academy that offers a wide number of programs, including a 60-second pitch contest, much like what you see on Shark Tank, or presentations to venture capitalists that come to our campus and want to support new products and new businesses. Our students also have the option to enroll in the entrepreneurship concentration within the College of Business. And then we have a partnership with Saxby's that offers an experiential learning cafe that's totally run by students here on our campus. The campus CEO is a student who runs the entire operation. And that experiential learning cafe employs 45 students right here on the campus, learning not just about how to serve, but how to operate a business. These are just some of the new ways we help students prepare for the future with knowledge and experience to succeed beyond completion of their degrees. And BSU has transformed and adapted to a new environment by opening the entrepreneurship living learning community. If you live in the area or you've gone past our campus, you might have noticed a new building that's right on the edge of our campus. It combines a new residence hall with an entrepreneurship center where students can test out their new ideas and create new products. And what I hope you're hearing in my voice, and you can see in my face, is excitement about the learning opportunities inside and outside the classroom. BSU did not back away from the challenges brought on by this pandemic or the social justice issues that spread across the country in the aftermath of the killing of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and many others. Instead, we look at new opportunities to rise and do something about the social justice issues, to prepare our graduates for the environment that they face today, and to contribute back to their communities. Instead, we have persisted and stayed focused on delivering a quality and a relevant educational experience. You see, for BSU and our HBCUs, Black History Month for us, it's every month. It's not just this month, because it's a living history for us. Before the founding of the first HBCU up in Pennsylvania, there were no pathways to higher education for African Americans. But somehow those disenfranchised citizens, they found a way out of no way. and we honor them by opening the doors to education for others. The key is education. And throughout the history of this country, BSU and our HBCUs have created a community of learners determined to achieve and empowered with the self-esteem and the self-efficacy to stand among leaders across all types of businesses, all types of industries. And we continue today, as we have for more than 150 years, opening our doors to all. And today, Bowie State University is recognized by U.S. News and World Reports as one of the top 25 HBCUs in the country. And we are ranked number 10 among HBCUs by bestcolleges.com. Our graduates are successful in getting jobs related to their fields and enrolling in graduate and professional schools. Graduates of Bowie State University can be found among elected officials in Annapolis and in Washington, D.C., because we sit right on the outskirts of D.C. They are our graduates pursuing careers in social sciences, addressing critical health issues of the day. Our students in the fine and performing arts have made a name for themselves on the stage and behind the scenes. And just recently, Target stores chose one of our own students, Sharon Townsend. I'm going to give him a shout out. Sharon Townsend as one of 3 winners for their HBCU Design Challenge contest. The shirt that he designed, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, it's sold out in the stores, but I believe you can still find it online. And a junior at BSU has opened on Broadway this season in the lead role as Michael Jackson. Another Bulldog, the rapper, Wale, took to the stage at halftime along with our Symphony of Soul marching band at a recent Washington Commanders game, which was televised nationally. And among our most notable Bulldogs are Toni Braxton and the Braxton Sisters, the astronaut and educator Krista McAuliffe, and many, many others. As part of its academic excellence, Bowie State University is proud to continue a legacy we have created since inception, preparing teachers. We enjoy a wonderful partnership with Montgomery County Public Schools in offering the doctorate in educational leadership. That degree helps to prepare teachers advance in their careers and move into administrative positions, and to prepare teachers for today and for the future. And we count among our shining examples of excellence, MCPS's own Dr. Karen Cruz. Dr. Cruz, I need to say a little bit more here about Dr. Cruz. We're so very proud of her. Dr. Cruz was the first to defend a dissertation at BSU and graduated with the first class of 16 to receive a doctorate in the history of the school. So I hope wherever you are, you're giving her a round of applause. She also received the Dissertation of the Year award. So, future Bulldogs out there, the bar has been set high, but I know you can achieve and reach that bar. Bowie State University takes pride in the presence we have had in Montgomery County, and we plan to do even more as we continue to work with the public schools, Montgomery College, and the universities at Shady Grove. And starting in the fall, coming up in 2022, we will be offering the new entrepreneurship certificate at the universities of Shady Grove. I'm sometimes asked, what is it like to attend an HBCU? While of course experiences can vary across our campuses, what is most notable is the immediate embrace you feel when you step onto an HBCU campus. By attending an HBCU, you feel a sense of pride, belonging because of the history, the rich history, and a deep sense of responsibility for carrying on the legacy handed down through generations. During this Black History Month, I ask you to consider the legacy of Bowie State University and our historically Black colleges and universities, and what the more than 100 HBCUs have meant to generations of students, to our communities, and to the fabric of this nation. Next week, Bowie State University will serve as the host university for the CIAA, our athletic conference. And we're going to be hosting a basketball tournament, but it's more than a basketball tournament. The CIAA is the oldest African American athletic conference in the country, founded in 1912. The 12 member schools will take to the courts to compete throughout the week. But the CIAA is more than just basketball. It is an event. It will include seminars and educational fairs as part of the week-long activities. And I want to invite and encourage you to go online and visit the website to learn more about the opportunities during that week, because the Bulldogs will be up there and we are the host university, and we want to welcome in everyone from around the country to Baltimore and to get to know Bowie State and our HBCUs even better. And as I close, and finally, I invite you to be part of the HBCU legacy by learning about our historic institutions and the impact our graduates have made. In consideration of the Black History Month HBCU Fair and the choices you will be making about your education, your career, and your lives, I once again encourage you to remember those words of George Washington Carver. Education is the key that unlocks the golden door to freedom. The freedom is about the freedom to choose, to think, to vote, and to live in a diverse and inclusive democratic society. I'm going to say that once more because my allergies are acting up. Education is the key that unlocks the golden door to freedom. Montgomery County Public Schools students, you have access to that key. I wish you all the best for a bright future, and I hope to see you on the campus of Bowie State University, the oldest HBCU in the state of Maryland. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rowe, for that powerful message. I have to say, I am a proud Bowie State University alumni, and I wear that name every day in thinking about how wonderful the experience was for me at Bowie State University. So thank you so much. And we're so happy to have you here with us tonight. Now for the next portion of our evening, this is the time when you will have the opportunity to take advantage of the virtual booths that we have and also the workshops. We will put the link to the website, if you don't have it, in the chat. On the left-hand side of the website, you will see all of our virtual booths that have all of the colleges and universities that are here with us tonight. And you can go to any of those links whenever you want to speak with admissions representatives and alumni at those universities to talk with you about those individual university programs, locations, and any questions that you may have about those HBCUs. And then on the right-hand side of the website, you will find the links to our workshops. And we have several workshops going on tonight at various different times. So you'll be able to see each of the time slots. And if you click on the workshop that you'd like to attend, you will be able to find the Zoom link there and join that workshop. Also, at the very bottom of the website, we have an information desk. So if you have some questions or you get lost along the way, or if there are any technical difficulties that you experience, you can click on the button at the very bottom, and we have some of the members of our committee who are there waiting to help you navigate our HBCU Fair throughout the rest of this evening. So thank you so much. Please enjoy this evening, and we're so happy to see you here.